Hello. So we have one more trig function equation that I'd like to solve with you. And this guy's a little weird because he's got two trig uh, functions in one. Here we have cotangent and cosine squared. So there's a couple of different ways that you can use your knowledge here. But with this question, I think what I'm going to do is try to start by setting it equal to 0 and seeing what happens. So cosine squared x, cotangent x. I'm moving that 2 cotangent of x to the left, and now it's equal to 0. Oh yeah, this is nice because what I can do is since each term has a cotangent of x, I can actually just factor that right out. Why do I keep writing cost? So if I factor out the cotangent of x, on the inside then of my parentheses, I'm left with cosine squared x minus 2. And now I just need to set each piece equal to 0. So I'm looking at cotangent of x is equal to 0 and cosine squared x minus 2 equals 0. All right, so cotangent of x equals 0 is related to tangent. They're reciprocals of each other, right? So if cotangent is 0, or you can even say, you can imagine 0 over 1, if I think about the reciprocal, that would give me tangent, and then the reciprocal of 0 over 1 is 1 over 0, or undefined. So this gives people like pause, like, how do I answer this when tangent is undefined? Uh, I think it doesn't hurt to like think back to the fact that for tangent to be undefined, oopsies, that's a chubby blue, the denominator needs to equal 0. And when I'm thinking about tangent, tangent is sine over cosine, right? So if I need to think about when the denominator is equal to 0, I'm looking for when cosine is equal to 0. And that will give me when tangent is undefined. The reason I think about it that way is I just like don't store the graph of tangent of x in my brain, but I find it really easy and to store the graph of cosine of x. So it's up here. So we've got my graph of cosine of x, and I need to figure out where that's equal to 0. And since we're solving on the interval 0 to 2 pi, I've got these two instances. So here we have pi, so my answer would be pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So tangent is undefined when x is equal to pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. Okay? So last but not least, I have to look at this second piece here. And here I need to look at cosine squared x equals 2. So getting cosine squared alone, I've got cosine squared x equals 2. Square rooting both sides. Cosine of x equals plus or minus rad 2. Okay. Rad 2 is not sticking out in my brain as far as a value for cosine, and it shouldn't be for you either. The square root of 2 is more than 1, meaning we'd be looking up here above the range of the cosine curve. So this equation actually will not generate any solutions because rad 2 is out of range. Um, so for this guy, I only have two solutions, and they were, um, where did I write them? Here they are, pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2, and that is it.